Come on, come in, have a seat. My name is Galeas Seeker. I am a troubadour of dawn and knight errant, and truth to be told, I'm a little new to being a troubadour. I'd like some practice telling my stories. If that's all right with you, I'd like you to listen. Perhaps if you like them, then you can share them with other people, and if you don't, you can tell me to bugger off and never tell you a story again, I suppose. Stories? I've got some juice if you need it. There's some biscuits in the bag. Go fetch them. Oh, no, it's the wrong story. I want this one. Yes, this is the one I want to tell right now. So I spent a while looking into the archives, trying to find new stories to tell, stories that I hadn't heard, stories that I could make my own. And I found snippets and fragments of this one, and I pieced them all together. Now, how true this story is, I can't tell you, but I have been to some of these places, and I have seen what I have seen, and I think perhaps there might be more truth to this story than some might have liked to admit. It's called The Wizard of Weirwater, or at least that's what I've called it. Long ago, in a time before empires, a dark and foul sorcerer held sway over the moors of Weirwater. Of his origin, none really know the truth, but it's said he was banished from the northern tribes for magics too foul even for them to consider. He settled into the moors, his very presence a poison upon the land, as he raised monsters and beasts to secure his domain, turning what was once wild into a realm of danger even for a seasoned knight. All who ventured into that area knew to turn back at the sight of a decorated tree, for that was a sign that they had ventured into the sorcerer's realm. It was in these times that a young knight-errant sought entry into a noble house, I know not which. She seemed frail and weak, and the earl saw no value in her. With a test requested, the test given, and who would this earl be if they refused to give this applicant a test? But, seeing no glory in her and no value in her to her house, the earl set her an impossible challenge, to bring low the sorcerer who plagues the moors with naught but her own abilities, and to rid this land of him. Now, frail and weak this girl, Morgane, might seem, but her heart was fierce, and a test had been given. She knew it was impossible, but that only meant more glory if she succeeded. She lacked not for courage nor ambition, or she would never have asked for a test at all, but she would need more than that to pass this test. Strength of arms would not help her, so cunning and wisdom were needed. Now, in truth, she knew there was little chance she would succeed, but she had no intent of letting that stop her. She knew of no one able to best the sorcerer, so she would have to become someone who could, before another quest ended the wizard's reign. She travelled through swamp and mire, through fog and foulness, to find someone able to teach her the strength needed to defeat one such as the wizard. And found someone she did, the witch known as Niedermere, a powerful magician known to treat with eternals and call them power of mighty rituals upon land and foe. Niedermere was suspicious of this girl who sought to learn his power, but a more earnest apprentice he had never seen. Every menial task done swiftly and well, every lesson absorbed and studied at length until she mastered it. Morgane, this girl who seemed weak and frail, swiftly blossomed as a magician, and it was not long before she too was treating with eternals and casting ritual magic with ease. But still, she had much to learn. A year and a day from when she begged Niedermere to train her that she might challenge the house which had spurned her, he pronounced her the equal of any knight she might come across. But is that enough? She asked. For if I am to best them and show them my strength, I must be more powerful than any one knight could be. Niedermere considered this, and agreed, and her training continued. A year from the day from then, Niedermere pronounced her the equal of any lance of knights should she face them in battle. But is that enough? She asked. For if I am to best the entire house, I must also face their banners. Niedermere considered this, and agreed, and her training continued. One further year and a day, and Niedermere pronounced her as close to his equal as anyone could hope to be without his lifetime of bargains and experience. She would be ready now to pay the Dawnish house their dues, and no more training could he offer her. Morgaine considered this, and agreed that he did indeed have little left to offer her. She too could call the power of great rituals and treat of the Eternals as well as he, if not better. And if Niedermere had made bargains of power, then so had she. Long had she been preparing for this moment, rituals cast and bargains made, so she might be ready to complete her quest. She might seem frail and weak, but she is a survivor, willing to plumb the depths to achieve her goals, even willing to learn power from the one she must defeat. With but a word, pale, grasping hands burst from the tree Niedermere leaned against, holding him fast. For my own glory have I come here to learn from you, and for my glory have I bargained with Tomb King to bring your end. I curse you, Niedermere, sorcerer of the wastes, foul fiend and foe, to lie eternal in the lands you fought to call your own, to never know rest until the great nation of dawn is but an echo in the wind. I curse you, and I bind you by your own power taught to me. Doom pronounced, Niedermere's body was dragged screaming into the bark of the tree and smothered within its trunk. She waited there until the screams could be heard no more, then marked it with the trinkets of his life, so that all who saw it would know to stay away from this particular tree. Her test achieved, Morgaine returned to the Earl from whom she had requested the test all those years ago, and the Earl did not recognise the pale woman in front of him, with sharpened teeth and yellow eyes, as the same errant who had asked him for a test. The sorcerer is brought low, and will trouble Dawn no longer. I have passed my test, but you have not passed mine. No house of Dawn willing to leave such evil in place is a house I wish any part of. With that she left, and it said she formed her own house, one with strong ties to the Tomb King, and which wields powerful curses against those who do not understand what it means to be Dawnish. But perhaps we will never know the truth of that. What is true is that every year a tree is found in the Weirwater Vales, bound in decorations and trinkets, and those who are careless will find a grisly doom befalling them should they lack the sense to leave it well alone. That story, you will not find it anywhere else, I think. The records I managed to scrape together seem to indicate that it had been lost with Nicovar's purge, but there is a lesson there. A lesson about seeking power, about wielding it, and about who you consider frail and weak, for even the most vulnerable of people can be glorious if given the chance, and anyone can be noble in Dawn. I hope you enjoyed the story. See you later.